Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Pickleball and Politics. I just went to see Civil War, thus the camo. I don't know why I wore camo. I actually didn't even realize I was wearing camo today when I picked out this dress. I decided to go to the movies afterwards, but it's kind of funny. It makes me laugh now that I actually wore camo to go see Civil War. Civil War is a new movie that's out. Alex Garland is the director, and I thought I was going to see a war movie. I really did. Instead, I got a movie about 4 journalists who were traveling from New York City down to D.C. to get an interview with the President of the United States, the fractured United States. There is a civil war going on. The United States have been divided into 5 different regions: the Western Front, a Western force over there, and then California is its own state, Texas is its own state, then you have the Florida Alliance, which was all of the southern states, and then you have the Allies, and that was like all the way from Maine to Nevada. Like, those people would all be together in a civil war, which was sort of weird to me. And Texas and Texas and California had joined forces, and there's now a new flag, and it just had 2 stars in it. So the movie opens in New York City. There's a protest going on. There's NYPD police there. A woman comes in with an American flag, suicide bomber, blows up everybody. Anyways, next thing you know, these 4 journalists are in a hotel room, but there's a front desk. We're supposed to be in a civil war. They're drinking at the bar. The elevator works. Kind of weird. They were complaining about the Wi-Fi, and they decide they're going down to D.C., but I-95's been decimated, so they're going to have to go around. Like 680 miles they're going to have to travel. And they're going to have to go through rural Pennsylvania, etc., to get there. Well, of course, okay. They do at one point show I-95, and it had basically been evaporated, and cars everywhere. And so they're traveling. And, of course, all they're encountering is a bunch of rednecks, hillbillies. I don't know what you want to call them. I didn't know that Pennsylvania was so hicky, because it definitely portrayed it this way in this movie, which was also weird because, like I said, I thought that we're going to have like a war movie, and instead we just had like these little pockets of encounters. I had no idea who the good guys were, no idea who the bad guys were. Actually, anybody the journalists encountered on the road turned out to be a bad guy. I don't know where everybody went. They did pull into a gas station. Their money was worthless. They gave them Canadian. They said, ooh, Canadian's good. American money meant nothing. They said it was $300 for a ham sandwich. I don't know where the gas came from, to tell you the truth, because this skirmish, I guess you could say, this civil war had been going on for a while. There was nobody around. And when they did encounter people, some were military, because they had painted nails and red glasses. Talk about signaling. They portrayed Americans as sort of soulless in a lot of ways. Now, maybe this war made them soulless. I don't know. I kept on expecting this to be like a little Red Dawn. Like, don't ask me why. That was a great movie, where the Russians landed and these kids like saved America. And I thought this was going to be a little bit like Red Dawn. Well, it was no Red Dawn here. I'm going to tell you, by the time the movie ended, I had no idea what had happened. Well, I knew what happened. I watched it. But I didn't get the context of were these red states, were these blue states, what happened, why did this go on? They said that the president was in his 3rd term due to an Antifa protest. Okay, it didn't make sense. I didn't really see forces until they got to Charlottesville. It's amazing. Charlottesville was the front lines, Charlottesville. But even then, we really didn't see anything. I guess this president who was there was supposed to be Trump. No, it was a bad portrayal of Trump. I will say that. The movie was really disjointed. Kirsten Dunst was in it, and we saw her taking pictures and stuff, but it was all about this like photojournalism. And is anybody really a photojournalist anymore? They wanted to go interview the president. Well, they got there. That's all I'm going to tell you. Without giving you too many spoilers, they do make it. Like I said, it was a disjointed movie. I wasn't sure what their intent was. Usually in a war movie, you have a good side and a bad side. I don't know which side was which. I really don't. I didn't know if the military was good, if the military was bad. It was just kind of crazy. And nothing like I expected. Nothing I needed camo for. Didn't know who the good guys were. Really didn't know who the bad guys are. I am assuming that these four journalists were supposed to be the good guys, I guess. And I guess they kind of wanted to be political in this election year without being political. But I was really disappointed in the movie. Like I said, every war movie I've ever seen, you kind of know who the good guys are and who the bad guys are. And they definitely didn't want to make it a red state, blue state skirmish. They didn't, by having Texas and California join forces together, and they were the two on the stars. But the rest of it was just disjointed. It had no context. I didn't know what they were talking about half the time. I didn't know, like I said, there weren't even any really battles. I mean, there was a few skirmishes where there was a boom, 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 boom. But no big war scenes or anything like I sort of was expecting. I thought it was a full-on war. It's nothing like what I would expect a civil war in this country to be like. Nothing at all. Nobody seemed to have problems getting around, but yet there were no people. So where was the gas coming from? I didn't understand this. Where was the food? They still had food. Nobody was starving. I didn't understand it. Anyways, the whole movie was disappointing, I will say. The popcorn was good, and nobody made noise in the theater. You know, there's nothing I hate worse is when you go to the movie and you got like a talker beside you. And I'm just going to say I was a little disappointed in the movie. It's not a political movie as far as I was concerned. And I kind of got my little senses up for that stuff. I didn't think it was really political at all, to tell you the truth, except they did make the president seem a little bit Trumpy, a little bit of a doofus, which we know President Trump wasn't and isn't. And the whole ending made no sense. None of it made sense. It's almost like they just took these like little cliche scenes and they put them together, and at the end you were just supposed to go, oh, we put this all together in a nice little neat package. But I kept on, as the movie went on, and I'm looking at my watch and going, oh yeah, by the way, the movie started at 2:20 and it didn't start until 2:54 or something, because I kept on going, my God, this is ridiculous. I'm sorry. Hey, movie theaters, a half hour of your previews and Maria Menounos, or whatever her name is, it's too much. I'm sorry. By that time, I've lost my patience. And my popcorn's gone and my soda, so that doesn't help, right? All right, so if you saw Civil War, tell me what you think. Leave me a message. Tell me if you listen to this, if it made you want to see it or not see it. Like I said, I wanted to kind of be like a feel-good Red Dawn movie. Well, it wasn't. They portrayed, like I said, Americans as basically useless, a little bit soulless, having no fight in them. Very bleak. It was very bleak that way. A war movie is supposed to feel a little good at the end of it, like rah-rah or something. Not this. Like I said, the popcorn was good, and I can never get that $10 back. It's crazy how much they want. Do you know the popcorn was $10.99 and the movie was like $10? But it was a matinee. All right. Anyways, if you saw Red Dawn, if you saw Civil War, leave me a comment. Tell me if this review made you want to see the movie or not see the movie, or what? Let me know. Leave me a comment. You know how to comment. You can reach me on Getter or Instagram at Pickleball and Politics. You can reach me on the big old X at Pickle and Paul, or you can leave me a message right here on my YouTube channel. All right, until next time, I'll see you soon on Pickleball and Politics.